Ah, hello. Climb on in. Uh, was it sir or miss? It's a bit dark out. Yeah, I'm probably not who you were expecting, huh? Your normal carriage driver is, feeling a bit unwell. So I'm gonna be taking over instead. I mean, I have a little bit of experience. Not a lot, mind you. Mostly, my experience was the ride over here. But hey, it's not so hard. I did fine. So, where am I taking you? Hmm? No, it's fine. I can definitely take you. It's not like you have a lot of options anyway. How else are you going to get to wherever you're going? Walk? Oh, you can't just walk. You're a super important person, right? Chancellor of the South Seas. You're in charge of a lot of people. Important people don't walk. Whoops. I guess you caught me. Yeah, I knew who you were. It'd be kinda weird for me to have no idea who I was picking up, right? I just didn't want you to feel weird about being driven around by someone you don't know but who does know about you. Anyway, just tell me the destination. I'll get you there, no problem. Oh yeah, I know where that is. Over by the Imperial Garrison, I think. No, you're right. By the East Gate. That's right. Okie doke. Away we go. Whoops. Kind of a sudden start there. Sorry, boss. I'll get the hang of it. Anyway, what are you up to over on the east side? Sort of a shady place, eh? Hey, no problem. A super secret official business. I get it. Fair enough, fair enough. It's just that I've heard there are smugglers around that area. Real scummy folk, you know? They're particularly running this city. Makes you wonder how they manage, huh? I guess they'd have to bribe people. Important people. What did you say you were doing there again? Oh yeah, you didn't. Well, I won't press any further, boss. I'm just the carriage driver. No reason for me to know. Let's see... what else to talk about? Nah, we gotta talk. Can't just sit in silence the whole way. When I'm driving you, you get transportation and entertainment. I go above and beyond. Let me think. You get around the Harvest Festival this year? That was real great fun. Real great. I just had the time of my life. Yeah. That makes sense. Not much of a rich person thing, is it? What do chancellors do for fun, then? Bet on horse racing, I guess? Aw, you're just grumpy that your normal carriage driver is sick, aren't you? Well, big-hearted of you worrying about him. But hey, don't take it out on me, okay? I'm just doing my job. Oh, I know what to talk about. How's your buddy the Emperor? You know, your boss. Heard he came down with something. Ah, don't be shocked. Just because you don't announce something doesn't mean that people won't find out about it. I know some real good sources for gossip. Real shame about the Emperor getting sick. Somebody's gotta take over in the meantime, I imagine. Who do you think that'd be? Actually, I bet it'd be you, wouldn't it? Nah, I know. Normally it's the High Chancellor. But like I said, I have good sources. And my sources say that the High Chancellor is no longer fit for office. Some sort of scandal, yeah? Real nice for you, I gotta say. Hey, are they gonna let you wear the crown and sit on the throne? Aw, too bad then. Still, it's pretty neat that you get to fill in for the Emperor. And barely a month after his one and only heir went missing. If you did a good enough job, well, it might be the start of a new Imperial bloodline. Very lucky for you. Very lucky. Nah, I'm not how do you say that? Insinuating? Anyway, I'm not saying anything in particular, just commenting on the facts, that's all. Oh, what's that? Oh, don't worry about that. I'm just taking a shortcut, that's all. Bet your normal driver doesn't know about this route, does he? Maybe I should be doing this full-time. Hey, just trust me. What have you got to lose? No, I know we're going in the opposite direction. Trust me, we're gonna avoid so much foot traffic this way. The normal way goes right past the central market. This way is gonna circle around it. Aside from that, there'll be fewer eyes on us, you know? Sometimes it's better if fewer people know where you're going, if you catch my drift. See, I'm the cool carriage driver. I've got your back. Well, how thoughtful of you to ask. Took you half the carriage ride to ask my name, but still. But, well, my name doesn't really matter now, does it? Just call me the driver. So that's it, eh? Want to know about the sources I was talking about before? Well, I wouldn't be too trustworthy if I gave them away just like that, now would I? Of course, there's one source I can tell you about. Myself. I know a thing or two about what goes on this city firsthand. Like what? Well, here's something I know a lot about, and that nobody else does. It was about 5 years ago. A couple of young adventurers had returned from their exploration overseas, ready to share tales of their travels. Those adventurers were surprised to find none other than the Chancellor of the South Seas waiting for them at the docks. That's you. You were very interested in hearing what they had to share. In fact, you insisted they tell you everything they learned before anyone else. Those poor saps. They had no idea. Didn't realize you had a very good reason for that. As Chancellor of the South Seas, it's your job to maintain the Imperial Navy in the South. Now, you've made an awfully big deal about how dangerous the natives were down there, and how many ships that they'd sunk. But both those adventurers, they had a different story. The natives were nice and peaceful. And to boot, they didn't even have a way of sinking ships. Couldn't do it even if they wanted to. But see, that would have raised questions. Like, then what happened to all the ships the Chancellor said were sunk? They might start to wonder if maybe... Oh, I don't know. Maybe he'd sold them off to pirates for a nice hefty price? Of course, you couldn't have that, now could you? Those adventurers had to go. You had them locked in their own ship, which then mysteriously caught fire. Now, you already know all this, don't you? But I bet there's one thing that you didn't know. One of them made it out. Do you recognize me, Chancellor? I know it's been a long time, and you didn't seem too interested in looking me in the face then or now. Don't bother. There's a neat little trick to lock those doors from the outside. Maybe I'll show you, but probably not. Oh, we're just going to keep going. But this time, I'm picking the destination. I know exactly where to take you. You know, it's funny. After 5 years, sometimes I wondered if revenge was the right idea. I had to do a lot of guesswork about your motivations and why you killed my little sister. Yeah, she was my little sister. You forgot about that, huh? Anyway, I definitely had doubts. Thought maybe, somehow, it was a misunderstanding. I'd always been the level-headed one, after all. I might even have been tempted to just take you to your destination and never see you again. But you proved that I've been right to hate you. Taking bribes from smugglers, murdering your way to the top. The world would be better off without you. Too late for apologies, I'm afraid. 5 years too late. Maybe if you weren't such a serial liar, they might actually have meant something. Oh, but don't worry, you're not going to die right away. You have a bit of life left. Ah, here we are. This whole area is abandoned. As I recall, you made that happen, didn't you? Bullied the poorest people out of the city so you could claim it had such low poverty rate compared to every other city in the Empire. Thanks to that, there's nobody around who could hear you. With that in mind, don't try to run and don't try to shout. I'm going to open the door and you're going to be nice and compliant. That's it. Now, into the building. We have a lot of work to do, you and I.